as I'm recording this, there's only 7.5 weeks to go till MCFC, and I still haven't figured out the full track list of my vlog for that con. But I can assure you guys that it'll hopefully get done in time, and we can. Yeah, I'm also planning to see if we can get that vlog out as quick as possible, just like I did with my YumaCon vlog, which did not disappoint. I'm gonna put my all into my vlogs for this year, and yeah, I couldn't think of anything else to open my video with. Sorry, just roll the intro editing, Foxy. What is up, dudes? It is FoxyFan13 here, and welcome back to another video. And it is time for my 500 subscriber special, which is my very first ever Q&A video. Now, last week I asked some of you guys guys on all my socials to send me questions, and I got a whole lot. Even though we had duplicate questions, our final total of questions is up to 30, except for one of them. One of them brings a total of 31, and it is this question here, right here, asked by Warned One, and Ashy, and Tiger Stripes. Come on, guys, really? Really? I'm handsome, not cute. Alright, now that's out of the way. Let's get into the questions, but I have a special guest with me today who's going to be reading out the questions for all of us. And yeah, it's someone who has not appeared in my videos for a long time. Please say hello to my good friend, Microsoft Sam.
Hello, viewers. Glad to be back doing videos with my good friend Foxy. Alright, so without further ado, let's get right into the questions. Lubel the Fulf, Burutatsu, and Polaroid ask, what inspired and started your DJ career?
Alright, so I've told this story before, but I've never really told it on YouTube. So when I first discovered hardstyle back in late 2014, early 2015, I thought to myself, why the heck was this music not popular enough? It was so good. Especially like in the US area, but this was before I discovered, BassCon and a lot of other major hardstyle groups here in the US. But I thought to myself, should I become a DJ? And because I was like, because this was back in my middle school days, I just thought, nah, I really don't think I was meant for it. And then fast forward to 78 years later, I came across the VR chat furry community and their DJ groups. And a lot of the DJs there were really nice. I was like really just starstruck at how many people were playing hardstyle and how many people enjoyed hardstyle. And I thought, how about I become a DJ and start promoting my take on hardstyle and what I like and what I love to enjoy to listen to, And that is why I became a DJ. And now I'm doing this nearly a year later.
Melvis the Wolf asks, what are some of your greatest highlights in the furry fandom?
So some of my highlights in my time here in the furry fandom will probably have to include, first and foremost, Megaplex, my first ever FurCon. I got to meet a lot of the people that I knew there, and it was just a great weekend all in all. And then probably also the October 2022 Southern Michigan Fur Bowl, which a lot of my friends were there, a lot of my local friends were there. And I was having a good time celebrating my birthday before I had to work on my birthday. Didn't do much really with family that day, but honestly, I still had an amazing birthday celebration weekend hanging out with people that I absolutely cared about and loved. That is probably another amazing highlight for me. If this counts as well, YumaCon, my first ever YumaCon, that was an absolutely amazing weekend. And then, of course, my first ever Ferality, which was the game-changing moment that started my transformation. I absolutely and there's a lot of other amazing highlights, including meeting some of the people that I'm friends with to this very day, like T-Sop, Bluebell, Jalen, and everyone else. And I can't wait to make more memories with a lot of new people, a lot of old friends, new friends, just everyone. This fandom is just truly amazing with how many amazing people that are in it.
Fexted Fox asks, why are you handsome and not cute?
There's actually a story behind why I say that I'm handsome and not cute. So it actually started way before I was a furry. This was back when I was really young, and basically, it was a thing between my late uncle, may he rest in peace, and myself. And my uncle was someone who would call me handsome and nothing else. And I decided to add that as a I added that characteristic to Foxy as a tribute to him. And I've always felt, I've always felt, and personally myself, I always feel more confident if someone just calls me handsome and nothing else. I mean, good looking stuff, but I've never personally liked being called. I've never personally liked being called cute myself. I honestly prefer handsome a lot more in both real life and in the furry world. But yeah, the whole thing about me being handsome and not cute. It's a tribute to my late uncle, and it's also a personal thing, but mostly it's a tribute to my uncle.
Pikachu 979 asks, who or what inspired you to make your characters and yourself?
So the most of the versions of Foxy that I've included in my videos, like Captain Foxy and Aqua, those are all made by myself. Although some traits of them are inspired from like other pieces of work, like the markings on Aqua are from Commander Chakotay from Star Trek Voyager. Well, inspired by the whole markings that he had on his face because of Chakotay had a tribe that he was a part of as part of his family. But as for Foxy himself, the whole character of Foxy was based on a Minecraft skin that I had back when I was a big fan of Five Nights at Freddy's. And over time, he's changed a lot in design, and he's now the current handsome boyo that you know. But for myself, my personal self, I'd have to say my late grandmother, who was always nice to everyone, always looking out for me, and I want to look out for people and be nice to everyone, because that's just who I am. I've also raised myself to be that way. I've never mistreated anyone. It's not within my nature to do so. And it's also of course me being honest and helpful. It's something that I've always just been in general. It's always been that way for me.
Pikachu 979 asks, who are the DJs that inspired your DJing style?
I honestly really haven't really based my style of DJing. I've never really based my style of DJing off of another DJ's mixing style. But honestly, it might be coincidentally similar to some, because honestly, I'm not like a crazy DJ who does like crazy audio transitions. I just move from track to track to track how I see fit. Although I'm gonna try and do like effect transitions later on in my career, later on down my DJing road, because I know that it's something that a lot of professional DJs do. But for mixing style, I'd say that my mixing style is similar to that of Vertile's, because he doesn't really do many fancy transitions unless he does like an edit of a track where he just switches out the drop in one of his tracks, like he did in his Supremacy 2022 set. He actually switched out the drop in his Echoes remix to a kick edit of Ain't Nobody, which is one of his older tracks. But other than that, I don't see like any other similarities. My mixing style is, to me anyway, I've just developed my own style of mixing, and I don't really see it similar to anybody else's, but I want to try and get better at mixing and making it more unique. So, yeah, I guess it's a good thing, because creativity is power.
One more question from Pikachu 979. If you weren't a DJ, what would you do in your free time?
Alright, I have to say that if I wasn't a DJ, I'd honestly just be I would try my hand at producing music. Well, I mean, producing music is something I've wanted to do, but I don't have, like, the setup necessary to do so. That's a hard one. But if and I'm not counting, I'm answering this just as a DJ, not as like a video maker, because Video Maker Foxy and DJ Foxy are two different projects of mine. I'm answering some questions in here as a DJ and some as a video maker and some as a furry, if you know what I mean. But if I wasn't a DJ and I wasn't into, video making and being a furry, I'd honestly be trying my hand at producing music. I honestly do want to get into that someday, but again, I don't have like the stuff necessary to do so.
This will be a fun one. Engineer Isaac asks, how many bagels can you eat at once?
Yes, the first random question for today. So I don't know if it's like putting them in my mouth or just eating them in like one sitting. If we're eating them in one sitting, 2, because usually on Sunday mornings I have 2 blueberry bagels for breakfast. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can handle for like, that's all I've tried eating personally. I think I could probably go like 2, maybe 2.5. Probably not 3 though.
Javelin the Husky asks, what is the most dangerous thing you've done?
Okay, there's 2 things that I've done in real life that I'd qualify as being incredibly dangerous. Now, both of them are involved with Grand Island and Munising, Michigan. So the first thing was this crazy boat ride called Riptide Rides, where basically the boat spins very fast. They'll warn you, but basically they just spin around really fast. It's crazy. And not just that, but they also took us underneath a waterfall and got all of us soaking wet. I swear, the people who control those boats are maniacs, but it's absolutely fun. And the second one was when I was like near the edge of a really long cliff on Grand Island, because the northern part of the Grand Island Michigan is very high up, and we took a bus trip and we stopped at one of the outlooks, and there was actually not a fence. There was not a fence there to protect us. So we were legit on like the edge of a cliff. It wasn't like anything too bad. It wasn't like anything crazy. But honestly, like, you gotta be careful when going on Grand Island, because it's part of Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. But I still recommend going. It's absolutely fun.
Chevron the Wolf asks, what is the meaning of never mind? Well, we all know that 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Anyways, he did ask a real question. What was the groundbreaking moment for you when you decided that this is what you wanted to do?
Yes, 42. That's honestly true. All right, Chevron. I just hope I answered your joke question there. But anyways, real talk. So I'd say that the groundbreaking moment for me that was like, you know what? I'm just gonna become a DJ. Heck, let's give it a shot. Was when I was this is a tough one actually. I'd say it was when was when I saw when I it was when af- was after it was probably during, actually, you know what, yeah. Virality Legends was definitely the groundbreaking moment for me. I just saw how much effort was put into a lot of the sets there, including Burutatsu, Defcon, Jackknife, and that was like the groundbreaking moment for me. I was just determined to play at to make it a goal for myself to play at Virality at some point in the future, put on a production of a lifetime. Well, probably not that, but yeah, I'd say that seeing people just perform at Virality and just seeing how much effort they put on the show, my mind was just thinking like how good like my style of music would go with it, even though it's just hardstyle. I still wanted to put on a cool show where I could just showcase the music that I loved with a light show, production, video show, in VR chat, audio visual, yeah, that kind of stuff. So yeah, for Alley Legends, that was the groundbreaking moment for me.
More questions from Burutatsu. First up, what made you addicted to hardstyle?
Ah yes, this is just this question is just, how did I get into hardstyle? Well, I'll tell you. So basically, I was bored one time while I was on vacation in adventuring to lighthouses and whatnot, and I was just looking through. So I was just browsing through YouTube looking for laser shows because one of the places in Mackinac City has laser shows that go on every Friday night. They just play music, show laser projections, and they used to have two green lasers just go over the crowd. Sometimes I don't think they do that anymore though, unfortunately. But even then, I was just intrigued by those, and I wanted to see what more were out there. And then I came across a Q Dance video of their end show at their stage at Mysteryland 2013, and I loved the music in it. And I started watching more, and more, and more. And then eventually, I fell in love with the music, and I loved a lot of the artists that I saw there, like Headhunters, DJ Coon, Wild Styles, Noise Controllers, and a lot of other amazing rising stars. Because I remember when Atmospheres was becoming a rising star in the scene, and look at him now.
What's your absolute favorite track at the moment?
My current favorite song, well, my absolute favorite track right now that I have like on loop or something. Well, I'd have to say probably well, my favorite track of all time is Live Fast, Die Young by Sub-Zero Project and Rebellion. But right now, like out of the new releases, probably probably Vendetta by Rebellion. That song is absolutely god tier. I love it to bits. But then there's, of course, songs like Live Fast, Die Young and Zombie that I just cannot get over. But yeah. Vendetta is my favorite track at the moment. My out of the new releases, that is. Because nothing's going to beat Live Fast, Die Young for me right now. Alright, next question.
Who's your favorite VR DJ?
Yeah, Defcon Kangaroo, aka Fen. He's currently my favorite VR DJ. Meeting him at Megaplex is awesome. He killed me at Megaplex. Stay tuned for part 4 of the vlogs to see what exactly happened. But yeah, Defcon has honestly just shown he's just blown me away about how he can mix hardstyle into his sets and other heavy bass music. It's always fun just hearing how just putting my ears to the test. I love his sets, and you should check him out. He does good stuff.
And lastly, who inspired you the most to get into DJing?
Defcon Kangaroo also has inspired me to get into DJing. And I was asking him, like, how would I be able to get into it, and he just said, just get a controller and get started. And that's what happened. Yeah, Defcon has also been a great help with getting me with my DJing journey, and I cannot thank him enough for just getting me started, suggesting me get the DDJ 400, and helping me get used to mixing with in-ear monitors rather than headphones. Yeah, he's done a lot for me. I cannot thank him enough. And yeah. Next question.
Taffletude asks, how did you find Placeholder Club?
So basically, I found Placeholder Club just because I saw that some of my favorite DJs were playing there, like Defcon, Buru, and a couple others. And I decided to go there to witness their sets, and it was an absolutely fun time. And that's also where I met a couple other of my DJ buddies, and that was one of the breaking points where I decided to become. I started to decide, should I become a DJ? Was my childhood dreams correct? Were my childhood dreams correct? And yeah, then it happened. Also, I plan to return to DJ at Placeholder Club someday. Not sure when it's gonna happen, but it will.
Warned One asks, which DJ do you look up to the most?
As inspiring as DEFCON Kangaroo is, when it comes to DJing, I have to say there's someone in this community. There are two DJs that I look up to the most in this community, alongside DEFCON, and that would be my friends Buru Tatsu and Momo. Momo has been been a brother to me. He's such a charming dude, such a big sweetheart. I love him to death. Yeah, Momo's just, like the brother I never had. And as for Buru, I have nothing but respect for him. He's helped me the most in regards to my DJing adventures. He helped me order some more equipment to use. He helped me get it all set up, and he's given me loads and loads of good advice. Helped me set up stuff like seriously, he's been a major influence on my journey, and I cannot thank him enough. So, DEFCON, Buru, Momo, love you guys. Thank you so much for helping me. I look up to you three. And Warned One. Don't forget. Actually, no, Warned One. Yeah, you, Warned One. I also look up to you. That call that we had back in January of last year, one of the biggest helps. I'll never forget it.
Warned One also asks, what is your secret to success?
I wouldn't necessarily say that I have like a secret to success. Throughout my entire time of being a DJ, a content creator, and an overall good person, it's just who I am, and I'm just being myself. That is honestly what I say to all people who want to get into what you want to do. Just be yourself. That's key to what you want. That is the key to being what you want to become. Whether it be a content creator, DJ, chef, sewer, like my grandmother was. Just be yourself. It's as simple as that.
Can I Go Fluffball asks, how long have you been doing all this stuff?
As a content creator, I have been creating content since 2015, but on an older channel, because I used to have another channel back in the day, but I moved to this channel in July of 2016 because that other channel was on a school account, and there was a lot of restrictions. I no longer have access to that account, so I would have actually had to switch over to this account anyway. But I'm actually glad that I did when I did, because I did not know what I was doing back in 2015, and some of that is still evident in a lot of my older content. But now, since I've been creating content to this present day, I know what I'm doing, and I am not gonna stop. As for DJing, I have been DJing since January of last year. I did my first set. I've been doing full-on sets since March of 2021, and I'm putting together a special 1-year anniversary set for the March edition of Furrave this year, which is also the 1-year anniversary of that event. Hey, we have the same anniversary, but yeah, it's fun. Come watch.
Flint the Serval asks, when did you join the fandom?
I first discovered the fandom in 2017 in March of 2017 during the Great Hiatus of 2017, which is an event on this channel, which was when I stopped posting for like 6 to 7 months, if I remember correctly, that is. But yeah, I discovered the fandom in March of 2017, but I didn't fully join the fandom until November of 2020 during my first virality. And it's been the crazy, crazy ride that leads us to where I'm at now.
They also ask, what inspired you the most to be in the fandom?
When I was at Virality in November of 2020, I was just starting to see how truly creative the fandom is. Like, I started noticing this in like 2019 because of a lot of content creators just giving it their all to produce amazing creative content, and there's just so much to do. There's like so much creative going on, and that was just intriguing me more and more as the time went on. And just seeing how awesome Virality was, just seeing some of the stuff that I can do while stuck at home due to COVID, I was just like, you know what? I'm a furry now. And here I am now.
LaFibro93, Ashton Imbat, and Polaroid ask, what made you become a furry?
Alright, now I know this is a similar thing, but there's a lot of other things that still turned me into a furry, like just being creative. That's one thing that turned me into a furry. Another thing is probably my full-on story as to why I joined the fandom in the first place. I'm not going to go into detail because I'm actually planning to make a video on this later. And it's going to be for a very, very special occasion. Wait. But I'll just give you the too long didn't read version, the TLDR version rather. So I had a fear of mascots when I was a child. I found furries. I found furries on YouTube. There's just when something just popped up, and yeah, and I just started watching more of them, and over time I started liking them, and I started to overcome my fears, and yeah. I eventually decided to join because of all the creative stuff. But there is a full-on story as to how I became a furry and how the fandom has changed my life. That's another question, but we'll get to that question next. All right. Sam, give me the next question, please.
And now more questions from LaFibro93. First up, what has being a furry done for your life?
It's the next question. Okay, so continuing on from the mascot situation. Yeah, I had a fear of mascots as a child. This fandom has helped me overcome that. This fandom helped me become a DJ. This fandom helped me become a more creative person, a more respected, a more nicer, talkative, social person, living up to what my late grandma wanted me to do. Yes, this fandom just overall improved me as a person. But again, that's a story for my big video that I'm going to be doing later this year.
What made you try VR chat?
Initially, I started playing VR chat to join some of my streamer friends whenever they were streaming VR chat. And that was like the only time I really used VR chat. But then the pandemic came around, and a lot of our communities started using VR chat more and more. People just starting to put together events, and just a lot of people just wanting to meet new friends and all that. And that's what pretty much got me into VR chat. And eventually, as you know, Ferality came around. That's how I got my first custom avatar, because I made it myself. And yeah, that is what got me into VR chat. Pretty much this fandom. Alright, next question.
Does anybody in your school know you're a furry?
Unless they've happened to see some of the videos on my channel, no, not that I know of. I've never gotten comments for people. I've never really gotten comments from anyone, especially in college, just about me being a furry. So I'm assuming that a lot of people don't know. Either that, or they do know, and they just aren't questioning me about it. Or they're just cool with furries in general, and they don't mind. But I do know that some people in my high school hated furries. I know that for a fact. But that's why I really never talked about it to them, you know. But other than that, I'm just guessing either that they were just being immature or they've just become cool with it over time. Because people can change, especially during the pandemic, because I never saw people for like 2 years.
What does your family think of you being a furry?
The only two people in my family that know that I'm a furry are my mom and my grandpa, and both of them are cool. Even though my grandpa's not very enthusiastic about it, he's still cool with it, and my mom's cool with it, and she is enthusiastic about it. She's given me no trouble at all, and she has made sure that I am aware of a lot of the concerns that she has about our community, but that she doesn't hate on our community because of these concerns. They're just personal concerns for her, and of course it's just mother-son safety concerns, you know. But other than that, yeah, they're cool. My mom and grandpa are just cool with it, and yeah, they're the only two people in my family who knows that I'm a furry.
Fago the Otter asks, who is someone in the furry fandom you look up to?
I have to say there are 3 major people that I look up to in this community, not counting DJs. And those people are my best friend Bluebell, Actually, no, four. Four. But my best friend Bluebell, my friend Jalen Fulf, who's a content creator. He's one of my greatest friends. He's a good friend of mine. I look up to him a lot. Um, my friend Pikachu979. She has honestly been a huge amount of support for me. She's done she's very similar to my grandma, giving me lots of good advice, looking out for me all the time. Nothing but respect for her. And then of course, my good friend Melvis, who I've really talked about a lot of things that are really affecting me negatively, and he has given me nothing but amazing support, comfort, and a lot of other things. I have a lot of respect for him. Oh yeah, and then another person I'd probably say, my friend T-Sop, who I'm going to be going to Anthrocon with this year. T-Sop, I just look up to them a lot. Amazing friend. Always a positive person. Big goofball. And yeah, these 5 people I look up to a lot in this fandom. And then out of my local furs, I also have 2 honorable mentions. Golden Wolf, the host of the Southern Michigan Furball, and then my friend Terry Mays. I look up to them too.
One more question from Ashton Imbat. Will you use more of your imagination?
Will I use more of my imagination? Yes. But that's an important thing, because an active imagination is a good source for creativity. And that is what I need in order to make these videos. And my characters and everything else that I do. Having an imagination can get you places in the creative world. And that's a fact. So yeah, Ashi, I'm going to use more of my imagination. I hope you're happy. And yes, you can ask another question because you just did in that message.
Mikey the Yoshi asks, why did you make your persona the way it is now?
So over time, as you know, my original Minecraft skin was a Foxy. Foxy from FNAF with a Minecraft hoodie, just like the one that I'm wearing on this avatar now. But eventually, I started adding more of my stuff. Like I removed the eye patch, got rid of and added the sunglasses, aka these things. Well, they weren't like this before, but I added them later on. Then I added the green eyes because green's my favorite color, and I thought that yellow eyes are kind of creepy. And then after that, I decided to add the brown hair because that's actually it actually reflects my IRL hair color. And I also added a lot of the other stuff like the black spot on the tail and the black beans. I added the black spot on the tail. It was originally going to be all red, but I decided to add the black spot on the tail to be made a little more creative. And here we are now with the Foxy that you know today.
Dylan asks, what are your future endeavors for your time on YouTube?
Over the course of the next few years, I'm hoping to expand more on my content because I don't want to just produce text-to-speech videos anymore. Well, I mean, I'm going to continue to do it. I mean, Microsoft Sam's here, and I want to start focusing on like bigger and better projects for my videos. Like I want to do more vlogs. I want to expand more on vlogs. I also want to continue expanding Courtroom of Madness a bit more when that series comes back. I also want to eventually do short films with my local furry friends, like fursuit skits, fursuit movies. Who knows? I also have a lot of inspiration in like actual video making, and since I'm actually taking a video class right now, I'm starting to learn a lot of new things for when it comes to making short films, and I want to do that. It's fun, and I am hoping that eventually I will be able to do YouTube on the side with my main job and maybe even make it full time, but that's not really on my to-do list right now. Especially because I don't have like the requirements yet to join the YouTube partner program. But yeah, I've got a lot of stuff in store for the channel. You're not ready.
This one's random. Gruns Jr. asks, how much floof is too much floof?
How much floof is too much floof? I'd say about 40%. And that's just an estimation, by the way. I really don't know myself. I'm not really an expert on like how much floof is too much floof, but a fair amount. As long as there's not too much floof, floof is cool. But one thing's for sure: the more floof there is, the better the hugs.
And lastly, Pulp the Fox asks, how old were you when you joined the fandom?
If my math is correct, when I first discovered the fandom, I was about 13 years old. But when I joined the fandom when I joined the fandom officially, I was 17. I didn't really start getting involved in the fandom until like when I was 16 or when I was like 17. So yeah, 17 it is. And with that, I am putting the. Thank you all so much for sending in your questions. If you want to see me do more Q&As, let me know, because I actually enjoyed getting all the questions together, answering them, and whatnot. I want to do more Q&As even outside of milestones and stuff. So yeah, if you enjoyed this Q&A, let me know. And if you want me to improve on these Q&As, do leave me some feedback. That is much appreciated. So with that, I want to thank you all so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, why not consider giving it a like? And if this happens to be the first video seen by me, why not consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you'll never miss an upload? With that, I will see you all in the next video, which will likely be the Megaplex 2022 vlog. The final part. Well, not of the Florida trip, but the Sunday of Megaplex. But no promises. I'm not going to promise any release dates because it's going to be a long one. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. And, yep, I'll see you all in the next one. Have fun. Stay handsome. And peace out. Love you guys so much.